project against the Polish radio. I have a question for our host. Will you accept the invitation to Poland? Yes. Where can we expect you to be our guest in Poland?
I've told the Minister that I would very much like to visit Poland, but probably next year rather than this year.
The first duty of a politician is to take care of their constituents.
I'm Shrema from AFP. I would like to ask the Minister what's the suggestion to the government to persuade the investment from the Polish companies?
Well, look, this is the first visit of a Polish foreign minister to Poland. I have brought with me a group of Polish business. You can talk to them. There is that man there would like to build you a shipyard. There's another one who would like to build a factory that would modernize their railway stock. There are other people in the mining area. There is someone who will finance it all. But really, it's up to the private sector to do it, and all we want is for the tender process to be fair, for the competition to be fair, so that these fellows can take advantage of it.
And will they bring in the spirit of the shipyard workers and the miners?
Let me ask another question. Do you think the 1-year suspension of the sanctions would bring the development of the normal economy?
Well, I think we've made the right move at the EU, because by suspending the sanctions, we have removed their effects. So you cannot argue that the Burmese economy is not developing because of sanctions. Sanctions are not operable anymore. But at the same time, we are sending the signal, look, we want to be sure that what you're doing is irreversible. And we think in a year, maybe we will be sure, and maybe that will be the time to re-examine the policy.
So once again, Polish radio, if I may, the question is this time to Minister Sikorski. On Monday you will be in Brussels meeting your European counterparts. What will you tell them about the situation in Burma and about expectations of Burma to the European community?
Well, I will not only be speaking to my fellow ministers, I'll also be sending a European diplomatic cable on everything that I've learned. And I can't tell you everything that I'll say, but my overall impression is that the reform process is on course, but it's more fragile than we think. And therefore the EU, as a developmental superpower, and as the largest, richest area of democracy, human rights, and as a community devoted to exporting those values, we should put our resources where our words are. That's why Poland has been advocating the creation of a European Endowment for Democracy, and I was very grateful for your support. And we hope to launch it this year. So we have to continue to monitor the situation very closely and to give every political and economic encouragement for the process to succeed and to become irreversible.
Okay.
Well, interesting you should ask. I was personally an opponent of the Polish military junta of General Jaruzelski. I was an anti-communist. I was a political exile. I even went to Afghanistan to report on the Soviet army because that was helping the anti-communist struggle. But now I'm regarded in Poland as one of the most friendly politician towards the army, and I'm a former defense minister. So you see the power, the transformative power of democracy. In the Polish constitution, there is a special relationship between the military and the president. The president is not quite commander-in-chief, but he is the head of the armed forces. And it is the president, at the request of the defense minister, who makes appointments to the rank of general. That's about it as regards a privileged relationship. However, the Minister of Defense, I think, is the only member of the Council of Ministers who is actually named in the Constitution, the position of the Minister of Defense. So you see, in Poland we are proud of our military, just like I suppose you are of your military. We just don't want them involved in politics. And I think our military appreciates when civilian politicians have to fight for the defense budget and have to give political direction to the army, so that the army can do as best they can what they really know about, which is defending the country from external threats. I don't think so. Once you have democracy, and once the military have seen the advantages of democracy, the fact that they can devote themselves to what they know about, and be seen as the defender of the people. And in most countries, the military is a very prestigious occupation. Once they've tasted that, they don't want to have the responsibility of the economy and all the problems that any country has. No, today it would be utterly unthinkable in Poland.
Journalist of Southern Weekly from China. I would like to ask, as a parliament member, how do you think the current government of Myanmar should balance the investment from different areas of the world? I mean, not just China, European Union, but also ASEAN countries and United States. In China, many people are concerning about the scope of missile dam. Thank you.
I think when we look at investment, we have to look at it from the legal point of view as well as the beneficial point of view. As I'm sure you will have heard, we have just passed an investment law, but we do not really know what is in it. It has not yet been made public. So whatever investments are made in future would have to be, of course, in accordance with the laws of the land. And we should always look at investment from 2 points of view. From the point of view of the investor, we accept, of course, that nobody comes to invest without expecting profits. They do expect profits in the situation. But I think they also have to be aware of the fact that the country where they're investing would and needs to benefit from that investment. So I think we should look at balance in the sense of a balanced, beneficial position for all concerned, rather than thinking in terms of merely geopolitical terms. And I think we should really get out of this mindset of thinking in terms of geopolitics all the time and think in old-fashioned terms of friendship. I would like investment to be based on considerations of friendship as much as on considerations of profit. I think last question, because the minister has to leave.
So I heard that the president requested you to ask the EU to give sanctions rather than suspending. So what was your answer? And also I'd like to have the comments from Joseph as well on the president's view on EU sanctions.
I'm not going to answer because there isn't any time, but if the minister would like to give a very brief answer.
I think I've given an answer already. I think we made the right decision, and if everything goes well, in a year's time the sanctions will be lifted.
Thank you. Minister, for taking all these questions, and thank you.